Good morning, team. We are back with another episode of Cajun Tiger Plays. I'm Cajun Tiger, and we are playing Dyson Sphere Program. We're going to get right into it today. We're going to change our titanium ingot to remote demand so we can actually get some from the other planet where we're creating it, and we're going to use that today in just a little bit. Before we start our build for hydrogen fuel rods, we put 28 orbital collectors on our gas giant, and we're going to be collecting hydrogen and deuterium from the gas giant. We'll use that to create the hydrogen fuel rods, and we'll make more deuterium from the hydrogen. We'll just be doing lots of stuff. We want to change these planetary logistic stations that are handling our power right now. We're going to change these to supply. And the reason for that is we want them to get rid of all of their energetic graphite. There are 15 generators here, and we're getting rid of 4 of them, and we're going to replace them with generators that burn the hydrogen fuel rods. And if you remember, we can do a yellow belt will burn 120 or will power 120 generators. So that will be twice as many as the 60 that we have now. So we're going to get a full yellow belt out when we get this created. We will actually be making more than that, but we'll do those calculations in just a minute. All right, let's start by putting our belts down. This is going to be hydrogen, this is going to be titanium ingot, and this is going to be hydrogen. And then we want another assembler here. Let's see, we want to make sure that's lined up. Leave a spot for our output belt there, and then we're going to put another assembler there. Alright, this is for output here, and our final output belt is going to be right there on the fault line, which we don't normally do, but we want to take up the space and use it as efficiently as possible, particularly because this is where the hydrogen is coming in. Alright, so what this is going to do for this build, every single one of these is going to have its own lane of hydrogen. And that's important because if you'll remember, for hydrogen fuel rods, they use 10 hydrogen per second, or per recipe. So if we multiply by the 0.75 of our assembler speed, we get that they will be using 7.5 per recipe. If we divide by 6, that means we're using 1.25 per second, and we have belts that give us 12 per second. Divided by that 1.25 means 9.6 assemblers per lane of hydrogen. We'll do 10, and the last one will just not be as active. It will have a little break every once in a while. All right, so we want to bring hydrogen out here and put it into our belt there. Then we're going to bring the titanium out here, and we are going to put one of our splitters down. We're going to tab to change the layout of our splitter to the stacked one that we've used before, and we can bring titanium there, and then we'll bring another line of hydrogen out here. And let's go up a step and come out here with the titanium. Go to there and go, let's see, we want to, oh, this happens every once in a while. I don't know why that happens. Can't get it to stop doing that. It's going to be weird. It's going to look weird. I apologize. This one needs to go right there. And yeah, that's okay. So that doesn't normally happen. You can't normally do that. I don't know why mine does that. I think there's a bug somewhere in the game, but I don't know. Anyway, you should have a little bit of a slope there instead of just a drop off. So we're going to bring hydrogen over here and connect it there, and then unfortunately we have to drop around this way just because we tried really hard to fit those fractionators in a little bit better so that we could have used the line from over here better, but didn't work out quite that way, so that's okay. We'll figure it out. All right, let's see. Somehow we lost our titanium there, and we lost our hydrogen here. Okay, there we go. Yeah, that just looks weird. I wish it wouldn't do that, but I don't know why it does that, but it seems to be the longer that the game runs, the more likely it is to do that when I do the height thing. I mean, it's very efficient if you're trying to build a compact build, but it just looks weird. All right, hydrogen fuel rods. Again, they use 10 hydrogen per cycle. So we're moving a lot of hydrogen. So again, I don't probably need it, but I'm going to use 2 inserters for hydrogen and then 1 for our titanium. So we'll put titanium up here and 2 inserters for hydrogen. Output that one to here, output this one to there. And we'll do the same thing here. 2 hydrogen and 1 titanium. Titanium and 2 hydrogen. And then our output. We can get rid of our belt extensions that we don't need on the ends there. And then we can do our copy paste, which again, we want 10 of these. So well, one of them's going to complain because of, we'll have to, oh goodness gracious, having trouble today. All right, there we go. We'll just take that line all the way out. We'll just take all 3 of these all the way out, and we'll figure out where 10 is. Again, we're starting closest to the pole so that we can make sure that we're building correctly, because on this row, we're going to want to tab a little bit to get things in the right spot, I believe. So actually, that's not too bad. We were very close. All right, let's see. We want to build directly down from him, and that does not look like, nope, that is not a tab. Okay, that's okay though. We can bring our belts over now that we know how far we need to go. Bring these belts over, and our output belt over. There we go with that one, and I think this one is good without a, yep, that one's good without a tab too, so good for us. We didn't have to tab on that one either. Alright, we'll just leave all of that as is. We do need to put some, we need our output belt over here, and we can copy that one over so we get our inserters, our sorters. Now we need to put our Tesla towers down so we can power this array. And again, we'll do every other gap. 4, 5, and squeeze through here and put them on this side as well. 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, there we go. Now that should keep everything flowing pretty well. Let's look at our recipe real quick, and we will do some quick calculations. All right, so we have 2 per recipe. So 2 times 0.75 is actually 1.5 that we're doing because of our assembler. We're not actually doing 1.5, it just takes longer, but we multiply by the assembler speed to see what our output is. And then we divide that by 6. So each one of our assemblers is making a quarter, 0.25, of a hydrogen fuel rod per second. If we multiply that times 9.6, which is 1 row, again, we have a row of 10, but the last one isn't operating at full speed, so we do 9.6, and then we multiply that times 4 for the number of rows, we get all the way back to 9.6, which is kind of weird, but that's the way all the math works. So we are going to be producing 9.6 per second. And that's important because we need to know how much we have to use for fuel, because we don't want to use, that's not the right word, we don't want to plan for more generators than we can fuel. That's the right way to say it. So hydrogen fuel, we'll put it in here and make it as supply. We'll put another 30 drones in here so that he can have plenty to take care of our hydrogen. Now we don't have enough stuff here. We don't have enough to get rid of that yet, but we can see that it's starting to dwindle down. So let's head back to our base, and we are going to make a couple of changes. Let's see, where are we? Oh, here we are. We're right here. Okay. Yeah, we have one thing that I wanted to change that I think is going to help us a little bit. Right here. So we know that our titanium alloy is good. We have plenty of our generators coming in. The problem right now is our particle containers. We don't get enough particle containers. So what I want to do is let's tear down this belt. And we are going to bring it back, but we're going to let it lower down so that we can tap into it. And we will build another assembler right here to make particle containers. And for particle containers, we need graphene, copper ingots, and electromagnetic turbines. So we'll get our electromagnetic turbines from there, we can get our copper ingots from there, and we have our graphene coming in right here. So we can bring, let's get a belt, an actual belt. We can bring a belt over and we can do our inserter there. Now, if we move that Tesla tower to here, we can take a belt out there and we can get rid of that and use this builder, this assembler, for the particle containers that go in here. And if we don't need particle containers in there, we can actually bring it all the way down here so that we can put the particle containers in here instead. Now, we don't need particle containers here because we're waiting on processors to be made. We also can limit this down. Let's limit this to just 5 stacks. And that will give us a little bit more ability to make particle containers over here. Did we get an extra? Yeah, we did get some particle containers. There we go. All right. We have 1, which is why we need more particle containers. And we will work on making more particle containers. Part of the problem is that graphene that we need. And we looked at that when we were up at the pole, and we just don't have enough graphene. All right, we need more of our generators because, again, we're going to double the number of generators that we have up at the pole. So we'll grab generators. We want more assemblers. And we want to get Tesla towers because we're almost out of those. And always, always, always can use more sorters, inserters, whatever you want to call them. Let's grab some belts. Look at all those belts. Isn't that a thing of beauty? Got plenty of belts going on. All right.
Flight mode.
Head back up here and we see the power is still flowing, so we're not quite ready to deal with that yet. But we can come here and grab our foundations. We know that our line was going to be there, so we could start building here in this 5x5, but instead we're going to come back here where we were. We're going to build in this area here, and I think we have enough soil pile to cover all of this all the way to the prime meridian. Oops, went over just a little bit. Nope, we do not have enough soil pile. All right, well, we'll come up here and get some soil pile first. I'm going to get really creative with getting soil piled now. Let's come over here. Oh goodness, get stuck on our miners. All the way over here and get that soil pile, get this here, and a little bit there. Don't want to cover up this part over here because we don't want to consume soil pile. We want to get soil pile. All right, let's see. How much is that? Does that give us enough to do some things with? That's a little bit anyway. That'll get us started. Not quite enough.
Flight mode.
Come over here. For all of this, this should give us enough. All right, while we're doing this and laying all that foundation, I will do another food-related shout-out today. Been on a food theme because I am on a diet and I'm thinking about food quite a bit. So today's food shout-out is for Popeyes. If you have never had Popeyes fried chicken and you like spicy food, you are missing out. Popeyes fried chicken is the best fried chicken there is. Yes, I will fight about it. No, I really won't fight about it, but I love Popeyes fried chicken. I grew up eating it when we would go visit my grandparents. They would, my grandpa would tell my grandma, Paul's coming, we gotta go get Popeyes. So as a little boy, I ate it all the time. I love spicy food. Of course, Cajun Tiger, yes. And I spent time in Texas, so Cajun food, spicy food, it is all, I'm all in when it comes to that. Can't quite do as much as I used to now that I'm of age, shall we say. But yeah, I love spicy food, love Cajun food, and I am a big fan of Popeyes. So I put a planetary logistics station here. That is wrong. So I got distracted talking about Popeyes, and I'm hungry. We are going to build an assembler that makes 3 items. So shout out for Popeyes, and we'll get to our assembly here. There we go. 3 items. We want to be, we are not going to go closer to the pole this time. We're going to go closer to the equator, and that's so that the belts can squeeze by that oil extractor up there. Let's get our upgrade facility out because we do want to use our Mark II belts on this build, and we can come in here to our power, and we want to make our particle containers. To make particle containers, remember a 3 build, whatever's in whatever's in lane number 1, we're going to be using a full belt of. Well, for particle containers, everything's a 2, so it doesn't really matter. But we don't want to siphon off those electromagnetic turbines from our other builds. So we're going to put copper in lane 1. We're going to put these electromagnetic turbines in lane 2, and then we'll put the graphene in lane 3. And again, graphene is a struggle right now for us. We are going to work on building some more of that soon, but we'll just do the best we can. Go ahead and put 50 drones in here so that we have plenty. And as our stuff starts coming through, we should see, well, we're not going to see a whole lot get created because, again, the graphene is an issue. But we know it's an issue, so we can manage. We can work with it, and we can get some soon. All right. Use our tab to copy and paste. Probably could have just used our greater than, less than, but, and then we'll use, well, we need to look at our recipe so we know how many of these we're making. We are going to consume 2 of everything for 4 seconds. So that's actually 1.5 divided by 4 is 1.5 divided by 4 is 0.35, I believe. 1.5 divided by 4, pull out the calculator, 0.375, my bad. So if we take our 12 per second divided by 0.375, we can do 32. Now remember though, we are using from both sides of the belt, so we really can only do 16. And we don't have enough room to do 16, so we're not going to be able to do 16 even yet. But we'll get to 16. Alright, let's copy. Alright, here's the big question. I think I want to go to here. Oops, we didn't get that belt. We want to add him in. There we go. Undo that. And copy. And paste. And nope, I got too many. That's alright. Let's come over here and get rid of these Tesla towers here. And we'll put our foundations down over here as well. all the way up to there, and that way we can Control V and paste a couple more of these down. And that gives us a full 16. And we'll clean up the belts while the drones do their thing. Well, I said we'll clean up the belts. Looks like maybe we got the belts right this time. All right, well, we can help the drones by putting these assemblers in. Those are the easy things. Let the drones do the hard part. All right, if you see at the top left of our screen, you can tell the production of hydrogen power, hydrogen fuel rods has stopped, and that is because we are backed up. We've got a full 5,000 in there. That's a good thing. That means we're ready to go as soon as we can. We are ready to go with these. So we'll let the drones finish up our belts and sorters. I almost called them inserters again. Come this way just a little bit. We're getting our belts moving fast, and we're getting lots of our drones moving fast. We're getting lots of drones. Unfortunately, we're not getting any of our graphene here. So we are gonna, like I said, we are gonna have to address that, but we are ready to address our power now. So let's press X, and we will delete all of this that we've already created here. We may be experiencing some power issues while we get this transitioned over, but they will go away because we will have twice as many generators as we have right now. So that's a good thing. Let's delete all of these generators over here, and then we'll go back in with just plain old X. Oops, we missed a belt.
Flight mode.
Here, and delete him and delete him. And if you will look, if we press B and we follow that path all the way around, we have some miners over here and we have miners over here. This one is difficult. We're not going to be able to really do anything about that. So what we're going to do instead is we're going to do this a little different. We're going to start on the exact opposite side from those miners, and we'll get rid of those Tesla towers, and we are going to put our planetary logistics station exactly on the prime meridian, and we're going to do it right here. Well, yeah, let's do it right there, one above the 5th meridian, and that way we can put a splitter here. Actually, let's not do that. Let's do it all the way as far north as we can go. And the reason for that is I want to put the splitter here so that we can put our power there and there. That way we can keep our power connected. All right, here we're going to, of course, request our hydrogen fuel rods, and we are going to put 50 drones. Why did I click 49? 50 drones in here. I got 51 that time. I don't know what's going on. I don't understand what's going on. Okay, we're going to demand that, and it'll start flowing immediately. We want to bring those out with yellow belts here, and then we're going to take the yellow belt out and bring it all the way down like we did before to the bottom row. Let's take it here. Right, and then we can grab this one up here and do the copy paste like we've done in the past, and that will help with our sorters as well. And we're going to go up 3 just like we have in the past. Oops, it wouldn't let us do that because of the sorters, so we actually have to put them one at a time. And then we'll do the same thing, but we're going to go this way. We're going to go 5, and then we're going to come here and here so that we can get our spacing right, because we need a little bit of spacing because of the globe. All right, we did not quite get enough belts. It's all right, we can fix it. There we go. All right, now, with that done, we can copy and paste so that we can grab all of that, including the belts, and that gives us 15. And if we paste another one down here, that will give us 30. And we're not going to be able to do the next one because of these Tesla towers. So let's get rid of those. All right, then the next one makes 60. And then the last one is going to overlap with those belts for those miners, but we're going to do it as close as we can anyway. And we don't have foundations either, so we're going to space and we're going to shift enter, which will build everything that we can, and we can put foundations in here. That's not going to hurt us any. Build our foundations all the way to the next prime meridian and bring them all the way back. I think that's everything. And what we're going to do with these belts and these miners is we're going to readjust how they're doing things. Bring that one out there instead, and we'll just delete that miner and replace him by putting him off to the side a little bit. We can still get 6 nodes covered, and we can take this out here and connect there. Now that's going to cause a problem with these guys, so we'll have to do a little bit of shuffling there as well. And then this can go away, and then we can just get rid of all of that. Now, with all of that gone, oops, we don't want to delete, we want to copy and paste. There we go. Now, we're not getting any fuel yet because we have gaps in our, I think we have gaps in our belts. Yeah, we have gaps in our belts here. So let's fix our belts, make sure that they keep flowing all the way through. There's another gap right here. And we should have one more. Yep, one more right there. All right, so that's 60 of our generators. And then we can come over here to the other side of our output, and we can do the exact same thing. We could put 15 and 30. Again, we've got a Tesla tower there, but we're going to go ahead and build around it. We're going to space for the foundations and shift enter. That's 45, and there's our 60. All right, let's come down here and connect this other belt this way, and we actually want to grab that belt in reverse path. Connect that there. Over here, this belt and reverse path. Connect it. Do the same thing here. Like that. Well, we probably should let them finish building things before we do the reverse path, since that matters. Go drones, go. There we go. Reverse path, now we can connect it. Through, oh, there it is, right there. Reverse path, and connect. Alright, we need to put our foundations down on this side as well. We might not have enough soil pile to do it, but we're going to try. At least cover up what the what am I trying to say? What the generators are using. There we go. We do have enough, so we can cover the whole thing, and we get the whole thing covered in foundation. All right, now if we counted back, we have
Flight mode.
60 on this side as well. We can get rid of this Tesla tower so that we can put our miner in here.
Flight
And
mode.
we're not getting a whole lot yet, but it will slowly fill up and we will see all of our power. And if we look at our power production, we're good right now. So that will take care of our power. Let's come back over here and see, have we gotten any graphene yet? Doesn't look like we've gotten much. We do have a couple of problems here. I always forget that this blueprint is not quite right. I'm not quite sure what's going on with it, but anyway, there we go. Now we have a little bit more. We've created a few. We've got some. That's not bad. We could do better, but that's a good start. All right, we do want to figure out how we're going to handle getting more graphene. And I don't know if we want to go to the other planet to do that, or if we're going to do that from here. In order to do it from here, we need what we're doing here. We need to do this quite a bit, and that means using our fuel recipes, which we can use these and use some of the coal, particularly now that we're not using as much energetic graphite. But we do need energetic graphite to make that as well. So we'd have to use some of the coal to get our, this is, remember, two refined oil, 1 hydrogen per 4 seconds, which is exactly what we create when we do. So that's probably what we're going to do, is use some refineries and get down to bare oil, and that way we can use that refined oil in our build with some stone and water to make our sulfuric acid. And again, we didn't look at it, but you need sulfuric acid as well as the energetic graphite. We've got energetic graphite, and we're going to have more of it because of what we're doing for our power now. So we'll do that probably in our next episode. We do have enough here, so we'll go into another high-speed montage. I'm going to leave, what did we do last time? We did 18. Well, we'll just take them all just in case we need them. And we'll jump into high-speed montage mode and put these down for our final coverage on our gas giant. We can select it. There we go. All right, high-speed mode, here we go. All right, I think we talked about this when we visited our other planet in this system, but when you're on a planet, particularly like the gas giant doing things like this, make sure you wait and catch all your drones before you head back. Otherwise, you might be waiting a while before they catch up. All right, we are back, and that will do it for us today. We are going to collect some items that we may need and worry about getting more graphene in our next episode, and that will get us our particle containers that we need to make strange matter. And if we have time, we'll start making strange matter. Once we have strange matter, we have to make these quantum chips, and in order to make the quantum chips, we need plane filters, and to make plane filters, we need cashmere crystals, which means more graphene. That's why we're going to be making more, and it uses a good bit of hydrogen as well, so we'll be tapping into the hydrogen at that point. Plus, we need titanium crystals, which you guys will recall we made organic crystals so we can make titanium crystals. Unfortunately, that's what we're going to have to do again. So we'll make more titanium crystals, and at some point we're going to probably have to head back to the other planet to get some more titanium mining set up, and we definitely are going to want to get more hydrogen, which we may use this recipe, which will give us more energetic graphene, which we need for our energetic graphite, which we need for our graphene. So yeah, lots to do still, and we will get our gravity matrix made, and we will do at least one trip to another planet, another system, before we finish our playthrough. But hopefully we can get it done soon. put our orbital collectors back in there and see how long it takes to get more done. We'll keep collecting so we have 40 so that when we go to another system, we have those ready and available. All right, everything is flowing well. We're getting everything made. Maybe not as quickly as we'd like, but we are getting it made. So give me a like, give me a follow. If you're enjoying what we're doing, give me some comments. Let me know what you'd like to see, what games you might like to see next. I do have a pretty good idea what I want to do, but I'm always open for different suggestions. Remember, players, the claw chooses who will go and who will stay. Keep building, team.